You're watching Neon Rewind. Hello, I'm Neon. In previous videos, we've dived deep into the history of pop music and the behind-the-scenes stories of legendary bands. But today, I wanted to step back and share something a bit more personal, a memory of life, longing, and the radio from a time long gone. When I made our video about MTV, I mentioned how the historic first hour of MTV in 1981 kicked off with Buggles.
If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. What did you tell them?
Video killed the radio star.
Pictures came and broke your heart.
I still remember the sheer thrill and awe of seeing that first music video. To a young kid growing up in Korea, American kids who could watch MTV whenever they wanted seemed impossibly lucky. But looking back, listening to the radio instead and letting our imaginations run wild wasn't a bad consolation prize at all. The radio was my ultimate toy and my window to the wide world. There was only one way to discover music. You waited for the radio. And sometimes, one phone call could change someone's day. It must have been around 1985. Every evening, popular radio programs would host a listener pop quiz segment. And naturally, you have no idea what Korean pop quizzes were actually like back then. Want to see for yourself? 1. Tied with Olivia Newton-John's Physical, which song held the #1 spot on the Billboard charts for a record-breaking 10 weeks in rock history?
She's precocious, and she knows just what it is. And the feeling is right.
The answer is 1. Debbie Boone, You Light Up My Life, which brings us to the next challenge. 2. Which of the following artists won the Grammy Award for Best New Artist?
Girl, don't lie, just to save my feelings.
Come on, baby, what you taking me for?
Whoa, boy, never close your eyes. Whoa.
Out of nothing at all. Out of nothing at all.
The answer is 2. Sheena Easton. How was that? Difficult? And believe it or not, this wasn't even considered one of the hardest questions. That was just the baseline. Real 1980s, made in Korea pop quizzes looked more like this. 3. Based on the following clues, name the matching artist.
If you want a partner, take my hand or
What do you think? I'll give you 10 seconds. The answer is Wham! Clue 1, Leonard Cohen. Direct link to Wham's hit, I'm Your Man. Clue 2, Pink Floyd, Time. The alarm sound leads to Wake Up Call, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Clue 3, Statue of Liberty. Direct link to Wham's massive hit, Freedom. Absurd, right? Who on earth could possibly guess that? And believe it or not, someone usually answered these questions within seconds. To a middle school boy who listened to pop music more passionately than anyone and fancied himself a self-proclaimed expert, that quiz corner was the stage of dreams. More than anything, the prizes were unbelievable. They were giving away the ultimate treasures of the era: Walkmans and cassette decks. But even thinking about trying my luck felt out of reach. Enjoyed part 1? Make sure to like and subscribe for more neon nostalgia. Part 2 starts right now. When I was in elementary school, I once mailed a request postcard to a radio station and got heavily scolded by the adults around me. Looking back, it was no big deal. But back then, loving pop music was still a slightly eccentric hobby. If a kid walked down the street carrying a pop magazine or an LP, people would stare at them with sheer curiosity. Eventually, watching older high school kids call in and win prizes on the air gave me the courage to give it a shot. However, we had one fatal, insurmountable obstacle standing in our way: our home phone. The mid-1980s was a period of rapid transition, when household phones were shifting from mechanical rotary dials to modern push buttons. In a radio quiz where speed and agility meant everything, a rotary phone put you at a massive disadvantage. While waiting agonizingly for the rotary dial to spin all the way back, homes with push-button phones were already dialing through instantly. My sister and I tried several times, but with a rotary phone, we didn't stand a chance. Those few seconds it took for the dial to crawl back felt painfully long to a child's heart. How I envied the magic of a push-button phone. Then one day, an unforgettable story aired on the radio. It was a letter sent in by a high school girl. She wrote that her home cassette recorder was broken, and though she desperately wanted to win a new radio by solving the quiz, her family only had a rotary phone, making it completely impossible for her to ever get through. She had drawn a comic of herself holding a phone receiver, staring up at the sky while crying massive, overflowing tears of frustration, and mailed it to the station. As the DJ read her letter aloud, I pictured the scene in my head and let out a quiet, knowing chuckle because we were in the exact same boat. Yet that small, painfully honest postcard moved the hearts of the production staff. Right before the quiz started that day, the DJ shared a romantic, unexpected message. Today, we won't be taking incoming calls. Instead, we are going to reach out directly to our listener. The broadcasting station had dialed the high school girl's home directly, establishing a live connection. The quiz began. Wanting to make sure she wouldn't miss it, the staff started showering her with heavy hints.
Their name means fire truck in Korean, and yes, they were really hot at the time. And what is the name of the group that sang Can't Fight This Feeling?
Even as I wander, I'm keeping you in sight, and I'm getting
The answer was, without a doubt, the era's biggest superstars, Rio Speedwagon. At first, she was too choked up to speak, but she managed to whisper the correct answer and offer a shy, heartfelt expression of gratitude. It must have been the most magical moment of her life. Listening to the radio, my sister and I felt no jealousy at all, just a deep, glowing warmth at the station's thoughtful kindness. Not long after that day, our family finally got a push-button phone, and eventually, I got my chance to try calling into the radio quizzes too. But strangely enough, as time has passed, what remains in my memory isn't the Walkman, the prizes, or the trivia answers. It's that single, warm moment when a broadcasting station went out of its way to call a young girl first. What stayed in my memory wasn't the Walkman. It was the radio that, on that day, reached out and called a high school girl first. Today we have faster phones, faster internet, and faster lives, but somehow, I still miss the days when a radio station chose kindness over speed. The prize wasn't what I remembered. It was one phone call. Some phone calls last much longer than a day. Some phone calls stay with you for a lifetime. It certainly changed mine.